Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, and welcome to Conectados, a weekly space where we connect with resources, with technology, with ideas, with neighbors, with stories, and much more. I'm your host, Cris Oviedo, and I am really happy to be with you today. Conectados is a space that connects us to one another and brings us together. And today we're connecting with our weekly financial wellness segment, our real estate tip of the week. We will talk about smoking during pregnancy. We'll have our faith segment and much more. And we start, as you guys know, with our weekly happenings segment where we take a look at, some of the most fascinating holidays happening this week from May 14th through the 20th. So get ready for some surprising facts and some really fun celebrations. Starting with Wednesday, May 14 and National Dance Like a Chicken Day. Yes, this is a real holiday. Here's what's amazing though. This goofy dance was actually created by a Swiss accordion player named Werner Thomas in the 1950s, and it literally traveled around the world. The song Der Ententanz became so popular that it's now a wedding tradition in many countries. Now, a fun fact about this is that studies show that silly dancing like this releases endorphins and reduces stress. So, technically, dancing like a chicken, it's good for your health. Thursday, May 15th is National Chocolate Chip Day, one full day to celebrate one of America's greatest accidental inventions. In 1938, Ruth Wakefield was making cookies at her Toll House Inn in Massachusetts when she ran out of baker's chocolate. So she threw chocolate chunks into the cookie dough, expecting them to melt throughout. But they didn't. Instead, she created the chocolate chip cookie. And did you know that Americans eat over 7 billion, with the B, billion chocolate chip cookies annually? That's about 25 cookies per person. But here's the beautiful part. Chocolate chip cookies are now made with flavor variations from around the world, from dulce de leche chips in Argentina to matcha chips in Japan. Friday, May 16th is Bike to Work Day. This day started in the 1950s in Europe to encourage healthier commuting. Here's the mind-blowing part about this. If everyone who could bike to work did it just once a week, only one day a week, we would prevent 2.6 million tons of carbon emissions annually. That's the equivalent to taking 500,000 cars off the road. One more surprise is that the Netherlands has more bikes than people. There are 22.5 million bikes for 17 million people. Saturday, May 17th is the Armed Forces Day, created in 1949 by President Truman to honor all military branches in unison. Before this, each branch had its own day. What's touching is that this day was created right after World War II to show that strength lies in unity. An incredible fact also about this is that the youngest Medal of Honor recipient was just 15 years old and the oldest was 76. Sunday, May 18th is International Museum Day. Since 1977, this day has brought culture to everyone. Many museums offer free admission to honor this day worldwide, and some stay open all night. The theme changes yearly. This year actually focuses on museums as bridges of understanding. One fascinating fact about one of the most famous museums in the world is that the Louvre in Paris has 9 miles of hallways. So if you spent just 30 seconds looking at each piece of art in the Louvre, it would take you 100 days to see all of the pieces, and that's without sleeping. Monday, May 19th is World Plant a Vegetable Garden Day, created in 2018 by a gardening company to encourage people to garden more. Here's why gardening matters though. A small 4x4 foot garden can produce 50 pounds of vegetables in a year, and that's enough to feed a family of 4 for many weeks. In fact, gardening is so important that even NASA is growing vegetables in space right now. Astronauts have successfully grown radishes, lettuce, and even chilies on the International Space Station. Tuesday, May 20th is World Bee Day. Slovenia proposed this date because it's the birthday of Anton Janza, the pioneer of modern beekeeping. Here's the scary reality though. We have lost 40% of bee colonies in the last decade. And this is a life-changing fact. One bee colony can produce up to 100 pounds of honey per year, and that same colony pollinates enough plants to feed hundreds of animals and humans. So, without bees, 1/3 of everything that we eat would disappear. So next time a bee is flying around you, just don't kill it, don't sweat at it, just let it be. So let it be. And, this week we have dancing chickens, we had space vegetables, delicious chocolate chip cookies, and our bee heroes. So this week is a reminder that every day holds something special, that the world is full of wonders, and that we just need to slow down and appreciate them. Let me know which fact surprised you the most, which one you're going to try. Maybe you're going to do some dancing this week. And, leave me a comment, let me know. And remember, every day is really a chance to learn something new and connect with others. Up next, we have our weekly financial wellness segment brought to us by our good friends of Making Change.
Hi, it's Jasmine from Making Change, back to give you some more tips about how you can help manage your finances. We talked last week about 529 plans, what they are, how do you set them up, and what the benefits are. But we want to make sure that you have the full picture. So this week we'll talk about what are some common mistakes that you can avoid when setting up a 529 plan. So first, a big one, missing out on state income tax benefit. That's one of the huge benefits that a lot of parents or even grandparents, whoever might set up a 529 plan, they set this up to be able to have the tax benefit. Almost every state, including Maryland, offers at least one 529 plan, but you should check to see if you might move to another state or if you're in another state, if there are any other tax benefits that you should know of. The second one, ignoring 529 plan fees. So sometimes these plans might come with a fee. And remember, the goal here is to help you build up a financial savings, a financial portfolio to help as you're trying to help your student get through an educational process, school, kindergarten through 12th grade. And so one of the things we don't want to happen is that a lot of your contributions are then taken up by fees. Sometimes an out-of-state 529 plan with lower fees is a better value than an in-state 529 plan with an income tax benefit. It is just a best practice to use a 529 plan with lower fees to get you started. Third, paying commissions to set up and have a 529 plan. If you open a 529 plan with a broker, you will likely pay higher fees. It may be a better option for you to do some research and open a plan directly. This could save you tons of money over time, especially when your big goal is to be able to save money that's going to go to your student. Fourth, picking the wrong investment options. So 529 plans offer different investment options based on risk tolerance and time frame you are working within. So for example, the time from when you open the account to when the student is going away to college. You want to be thinking about these pieces as you're considering which plan will work best for you. Families with young children generally select more aggressive investment options since there's more time for that money to grow and they can recover if there happen to be any possible losses. However, as a child gets closer to college, consider shifting those allocations towards less risky and more conservative options so that you minimize how much money you may lose. Fifth, choosing the wrong 529 account owner. A 529 plan can only have just one account owner. The account owner is the one that has the legal rights to the funds. This person can be a parent, grandparent, or any other adult who is saving for future education expenses. 6, saving too little. So when you're thinking about and working on setting up your 529 plan, strongly recommend you consider what the cost of education is. Are you using these funds solely for higher education, for college expenses, or are you thinking of something for kindergarten through 12th grade like we've talked about? This will help you determine and work towards the number that you will want to save to make sure that you can cover as best as possible. Do these tips sound helpful? We hope that they do, because we want to make sure that you understand both sides of this. It's really important to get these savings accounts started, but especially if you want to make sure that you can avoid financial stress as you're celebrating your student heading off into higher education. But we want to make sure that you know the other side of things to avoid as well. Thanks again for joining us. And again, remember, do you have ideas or topics that you want to cover? Let us know so that we can include them in the weeks coming up. Talk soon.
Thanks to Jasmine and her team at Making Change for their partnership. Next, we have Santiago Carrera joining us with the real estate tip of the week.
Santiago Carrera here with another tip while you're selling your home. Selling and buying at the same time. A lot of people says, you have to first go and find the house that you are looking to buy, and then you can put your house on the market. Well, let me tell you that this depends how the market it is. And my suggestion, and the way the market it is right now, to put your house on the market, have it under contract, make sure you negotiate and have a potential buyer who's willing to wait until you find your home of choice, and then you can move forward with the purchase of another home. There's many ways to do it, but based on the current market, I think, listing your property and then securing a buyer for the house that you are selling, in my opinion, is the best way to go and buy another house for you and your family. So if you have any more questions on how to do this, feel free to contact me. Thank you, and I'll see you next week with another tip while you're selling your home.
Big thanks to Santiago Carrera and his team as well for joining us every week. Now it's time for a beauty break, 3 minutes, where we share the secrets to looking and feeling amazing. Today's topic, the one ingredient that can transform your skin and your confidence. So let's find out what it is. Today, we're talking about one of the most powerful ingredients you can add to your skincare routine, vitamin C. We all know vitamin C boosts our immune system, but did you know that it's also the secret to radiant, youthful skin? First, let's talk science, but don't worry, I'm going to keep it simple. Vitamin C is like a superhero for your face. Here's what it does. It brightens your skin because vitamin C blocks melanin production. That's the pigment that causes dark spots and uneven skin tone. Think of it as your personal spotlight, making you glow from within. It also has anti-aging power by stimulating collagen production. Collagen is like the scaffolding of your skin. It keeps everything firm and bouncy. As we age, we lose about 1% of our collagen each year. Vitamin C helps slow this down. Vitamin C also protects your skin from daily damage. That happens from pollution, UV rays, and the free radicals created by stress that attack your skin. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. It's like having a bodyguard protecting your face 24/7. If you're like most people, you're probably taking vitamin C supplements already. But applying vitamin C directly to your skin is 20 times more effective for skincare benefits. An easy way to do it is following a simple daily routine, including cleansing your face, applying vitamin C serum. We'll talk about the best one in just a little moment. Then you wait about 5-10 minutes for absorption. You apply your moisturizer, and oh my gosh, always finish with SPF, some sunscreen please. If you don't have vitamin C as part of your routine already, I recommend that you start with 3 to 4 times per week and gradually increase it. Some people experience slight tingling at first, but don't worry, that is normal. When choosing the right product, Pharmacy's Vitamin C Serum is my preferred one and the one that I want to recommend you try. Many vitamin C products oxidize quickly. They turn orange-brown. They lose their power. But Pharmacy's Vitamin C is formulated to stay stable and effective longer. It also has the right concentration with 15% L-ascorbic acid. It's potent enough to see results, but gentle enough for daily use. It's the Goldilocks of vitamin C, just right. It doesn't just give you vitamin C, it contains added hyaluronic acid for hydration and vitamin E for extra antioxidant protection. It's like a complete skincare cocktail in one bottle. Ensuring that you get professional grade results without the department store price tag, your skin gets the VIP treatment your wallet can handle. With consistent use, we're talking about 4 to 6 weeks, you can expect brighter, more even complexion, reduced appearance of dark spots, smoother, firmer skin texture, better protection against environmental damage, that natural glow that everyone is going to be talking about and asking you about as well. Your skin tells your story. Every laugh line, every freckle, every perfect imperfection is uniquely yours. But that doesn't mean that we cannot help our skin be the healthiest, most radiant version of itself. Vitamin C isn't just about looking younger. It's about feeling confident in your own skin, literally. When you take care of yourself, you're telling the world that you matter, that you deserve to shine. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, show your skin some extra love. Try Pharmacy's Vitamin C Serum. Find the link in the comments and grab yours today and witness how taking this one small step for your skin becomes a giant leap for your confidence. You are already beautiful. Vitamin C is just here to help you glow even brighter. Thank you for connecting with me this Wednesday here in our show Conectados, our space to connect with people, with resources, with ideas, with ourselves. And today we are connecting with our health too. Pregnancy is often described as a time of hope and anticipation, but for many expectant mothers, it's also a time of making difficult lifestyle changes. Did you know that despite decades of public health campaigns, approximately 7% of pregnant women in the United States still smoke during pregnancy? That's roughly 240,000 babies exposed to tobacco smoke in the womb each year. The consequences are stark. Babies born to mothers who smoke are twice as likely to be born with low birth weight, face a 30% higher risk of premature birth, and experience increased rates of SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. But perhaps even more concerning are the long-term effects we're just beginning to understand, from increased risk of childhood obesity and behavioral problems to potential impacts on the child's respiratory and cardiovascular health that can last a lifetime. Despite the sobering statistics, there is hope. Research shows that women who quit smoking by their second trimester can significantly reduce many of these risks. Today, we're joined by Brenda Granados. She's a community health worker with Coaching Salud Holística. She currently works in the maternal health program in partnership with MedStart Health, where she brings education and support to our community through pregnancy classes and health-related resources. Brenda is passionate about helping others and loves working closely with families in our community, especially with expecting mothers. Her goal is to connect people with the care and resources that they need while also advocating for their health and well-being. And she's connecting with us today to help us understand the full scope of smoking's impact during pregnancy and, importantly, what can be done to help expectant mothers make this crucial change for their baby's health. So I want to welcome to Conectados, Brenda. Thank you so much for being with me this morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for the amazing introduction and thank you for having Coaching Salud Holística today.
Oh, absolutely. It is my pleasure. I want to start a conversation learning a little bit about yourself and what drew you to this type of work, and specifically right now, educating and working directly with mothers about smoking during pregnancy.
Yes, thank you so much. As a community healthcare worker, we love to connect it with the community. I have the experience in 2 years, and I've been seeing that it's very important to educate our moms the benefits of teaching them and also having a healthy pregnancy. It creates a big impact in the baby health. I learned also that how smoking affecting the mom and the baby too. So I want to help the woman to help them how to quit, to help them also to find resources and also to have support.
Brenda, is smoking during pregnancy something that in your experience you see that happens all the time? Is it common, or is it something that you find only once in a blue moon?
So honest, when I work in the healthcare, usually it's true. It happened. And one of the causes is stress and also addiction. As a community healthcare worker, we don't judge. We're trying to understand there is something going on, and we provide it with the resources. It can be also mental health, and also is a lot of programs that they can help uh, the mom how to quit, and also under it giving a little bit of education. If we continue to do it, it can affect the baby growth, as you say before, and also learning, and also it can be a high risk to have asthma and also heart disease,
Hmm.
and also they can have cancer too, the mom.
You know, I love how you approach this question, because I asked you if it's common, and you immediately went to a compassionate answer. You're like, we don't judge. It happens. We understand. And we try to understand mom and what she's going through and why she's doing this. And at the same time, give her the resources so that she can make a choice that's going to be better for her and for her baby. That's a beautiful approach, because we are talking about realities. We're not talking just about this one thing that it's easy to quit. There's so many programs out there to try to help people in general to quit smoking. And from what I've heard, I've never smoked myself, but from what I've heard, is one of the hardest things that people have to go through in their life. Like, they struggle with it. And you guys are understanding that, and yet finding a compassionate way to support mothers, so that they can take care of themselves and their babies. Um,
Yes.
while honoring that it is a choice that they have. So I thank you for bringing that right at the beginning of our conversation. That is something beautiful. I spoke at the beginning about some of the health risks, and I know you just mentioned some of them, but I think it's important to highlight some of the most significant health risks, to both the developing baby when a mother smokes during pregnancy.
Yes, and the study is say that when the mother smoke and the first month of the pregnancy is very very important because the organs of the baby growing. We recommend that we tell them reduce the smoke anytime the pregnancy is very benefit, and also quit it is a great way. But in the first month of pregnancy is a very high risk because the lungs are growing, or mother organs are very important. And one of the highest risks is the baby can born really early, and that means they can be introduced to early day. So
That's right.
that definitely is a very high risk, and also they can have other issues like heart and lungs and breathing problems when they're born.
Thank you. I lost your audio there for a second. I don't know if maybe you have something that can be adjusted for the
Okay.
rest of the conversation. But I also wanted to talk about, so we just learned about the influence that smoking can have and the impact that it can have, especially in that first trimester. Um, let's talk about some of the long-term effects, right, on children born to mothers who smoke, versus like the immediate, as we were talking about here. Let's dive a little bit deeper into those effects.
Yeah, the fats, it can be asthma. Asthma is a respiratory condition that the infants, or when they grow up a little older, they can have issues with breathing, and also learning disabilities. A child that go to school is having a hard time to focus, and also ADHD.
Incredible to think that a choice of smoking or not smoking, can have such long lasting effects in our children. So if you're a mom who is considering getting pregnant, if you're somebody who's considering getting pregnant, it's worth looking, and you smoke. It's worth looking at ways in which you can maybe start taking steps now to slow down, quit, Again, understanding that it is a difficult choice and it is not as simple as it sounds, when we say it. But speaking of that, are there difference in risk based on the amount smoked? So somebody who is a smoker and smokes packs and packs a day versus somebody who smokes maybe only one or two, a day.
Yeah, even the small cigarette is still is very harmful. Of course, no safe amount of smoking during pregnancy. Quitting, of course, is the best way, but reduction is a great step of the way. Um, we bring it this attention and awareness to the mom, and actually we invite the community. It can be a grandma, it can be an aunt, it can be a neighbor. Having their knowledge about the harmful in smoking in pregnancy, it can also encourage them the consequences. Of course, as a community healthcare worker, we love to promote health, education, and we show the statistics and the high risk and the consequences they can have. And also, I want to highlight too that even that the mom it doesn't smoke, but he lives with someone that smoke, it still can affect the child. We recommend that if the person smoke, he can do it outside, and when he come back home, he probably change some clothes, wash the hands, because it can still affect the baby if like a person who is very close to the mom smoke. Even this is small, it still is the mom breathe it and it goes through the baby.
So secondhand smoke is also important to consider when you are pregnant and try to, as Brenda was saying, if you can avoid the spaces, right? But if you cannot avoid them, then take some measures to try to minimize that smoke smell so you're not breathing, as Brenda was saying. Brenda, at the beginning, I mentioned a little bit about the statistics, right, of how smoking impacts birth weight and gestational age. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, pretty much it's the is the newborn. The statistics say that it's a lot of babies when they born they go to the ICU because the lung problems they weren't able to breathe by their own. They had to require oxygen. It's because we bring this awareness to these campaigns, and I know I see a lot of other posters to educate the community. It's very important. We can teach the mom how we can prevent and how we can, of course, help them to understand the consequences of smoking, and also provide it with a support of resources. And also, we have small groups of mom. We do pregnancy classes once a month in English and Spanish, and we're working with PG Healthy Start. It's a program for MedStar Health, and they also have resources as well with different organizations. The consequences, of course, is a reality. It's a lot of babies born and go to the ICU, and sometimes they have to stay even 2 or 3 months. So it's very sad, but it's the reality that happens. In the meantime, they had to go through the health. Sorry, they had to make sure the babies are unable to breathe in their weight, and sometimes they have to go home with oxygen. So it takes a lot of the mom take care of that, and sometimes they have to require to have a nurse.
Wow. I can't even imagine, seeing a baby with oxygen. It has to be so taxing mentally, physically, to have to take care of your baby in that way. So, if you can, let's talk a little bit about, because we're asking moms to make a choice to stop smoking while they're pregnant, to avoid smoking altogether, even secondhand smoking while they're pregnancy. Um, let's talk about some of those strategies, right? Some of the strategies that maybe you have seen that work, to help pregnant women quit smoking.
Understand is mental health resources. A lot of the smoking is because the mom is going through a lot of stress, and that's the way of she thinks she reduce it. We encourage them to talk to someone. I know sometimes they go through a lot, even though when they're pregnant. So we encourage them to see a counselor and also to peer educator. We love small groups. We love that sometimes we can say things and we respect, and also we provide it with professionals. I truly recommend that the key of this is no judgment and also listen. And they're probably going through a lot. Um, Finding a place they can speak up and also tell them that this is something that you can do. This is something that you can get the help. I can give you these resources that provide for quitting smoker, and also I can give you this for mental health. Connected to them is a great way that they can have the information. I believe that mental health is true. It's something that is happening. The reality of stress as a mom sometimes can be a single mom. Sometimes they have other kids, and sometimes economic finances they have to go through. But it's a way of support. Sometimes when we allow them in the group, we love to see them. We love to interact in, and we also to listen. We have maternal health experts. We have doulas. We have health coaching. We have community healthcare worker, and we have health educator. So we have different type like chat and also topics, and we kind of try to feel them comfortable so they can listen to us, and of course we listen to them.
It sounds like having the right support system is key in order to be successful at quitting smoking, while you're pregnant. And many times, Brenda, when we're pregnant, the only person that we see is our doctor, is our healthcare provider. Talk to us a little bit more about, the role that those healthcare providers should have and play really in addressing smoking during pregnancy.
Yes, it's very important to have a good communication with your health provider. um, I personally was pregnant before, and having that connection to also help you in that journey. Of course, they had to ask you some questions. They will provide you if you smoke and additional too. So they can help you to guide you. It's very important to communicate with your provider, and also they have the tools, have to ask you the questions, and most of them they don't judge. They just kind of guide you and like approach you in a way of care. To be honest, I love female OBGYN. In some point, we get a great connection. We they show they care a lot, but of course, I have knowledge about other OBGYN. They're male, but it's important, I believe, to pay attention as a medical health provider about very those details, so we can help the mom and the baby as well.
Brenda, you have talked a lot throughout our time this morning about mental health. You have mentioned mental health a few times. So when you're working with clients, when you're talking with pregnant moms, um, and they are sharing with you this stress, this anxiety that they may be experiencing, these issues, what are some of the ways in which you address them, but also you help them address those feelings, that anxiety, that stress that they may be having? One specifically about quitting, right? Quitting smoking during pregnancy, if it has been a habit, if it has been the way that I relax, because we talked about earlier, right? This is my escape, this is how I relax, and suddenly you're telling me that I need to leave my only support, right? The only support I know right now, the only thing I have in my life, and you're telling me that I need to leave it, I need to put it to the side. What are some of those strategies? What are some of those ways in which you help women address those feelings of stress, anxiety? And what are some of those maybe options that they haven't thought about in order to be able to address, those sensations that they may be experiencing?
Yes, and thank you for seeing that. I would say that main is the awareness of mental health. As a Hispanic, I see in the community, and sometimes we don't talk about. That's why we kind of highlight and say that a little bit more natural, more normal. And one of the recommendations that we do is to have self-care, that we bring different type of organic ways. We recommend it to do the physical, sometimes just to walk and just do activity with nature. Of course, get together socially. It helps a lot to reduce some of the symptoms of isolation, and of course, talk to someone that actually work with mental health resources. Mental health resources are available and free for the community. In the state of Maryland, calling 211 a number, it can take you straight to mental health. And I see health departments for different counties having awareness about mental health. I recommend as a community healthcare worker, disconnected for the digital social media. It can be kind of stressful, and also if we were going through a lot on anxiety, it's very way to understand that we have anxiety and what is anxiety causing us. A lot of people go through a lot of stress, and sometimes it can go to depression. Having someone that see those signs, a lot of people benefit for that. A lot of people probably they doesn't know they have depression, but when people see, I remember you do things, but now you don't do that. So we kind of bring the awareness, and also uh, it's called self-care. It just kind of give you like a lot of different ways of natural. Of course, if medication is required, we kind of tell them that it's okay to see a specialist for mental health, but also we provide you with a holistic way. I will recommend stay with nature, um, be active, have enough sleep. Sometimes as a mom, we don't go to bed. Sometimes we very worry about bills, how we're gonna feed our kids. And in some point, as a community healthcare worker, we trying to help you with the things that might be. Example, we can provide you with food distribution, also with diaper resources, or also with food or others, so we can help you that reduce the stress. But when the person is having a mental health, we recommend the call 988. It's a mental health hotline. They can help with the right they can help you with the right emergency, like when the person is having a bad anxiety, also anxiety attack, or feeling depressed, overwhelmed. We highly recommend see someone that has the knowledge how to work with mental health. And we recommend open it up, and you're not alone. We're not gonna judge you. We understand and listen, and because we care, we want to provide you with the resources right away.
And I am typing here for everyone the two wonderful resources that you just gave us, which is 211. That's if you're looking for local resources, you just dial 211, and you explain to them what it is that you're looking for, and they can connect you with that. And then if you need to speak with somebody, if you are having, if life is just feeling like too much, if you're having too many things that are worrying you, if you just need to have a conversation, a non-judgmental conversation with somebody, please dial or text 988. I'm typing that number right now as we're speaking, on the comments, so you can have it. That number is there for you. Those two numbers are there for you to help you connect with resources. If you need something in your local community, dial 211. They will give you the information, the phone numbers, and they will help you connect with those resources. But if you need to speak with somebody, if you're having thoughts that are worrisome, if you Brenda was saying, if you're not enjoying life as much, if it's feeling like it's too heavy, 988 is the number that it's there for you. Talk to us a little bit more, Brenda, about coaching Salud Holística and your mission. It sounds like you guys are really trying to connect with community and be that supportive network that's there for people. So let us know a little bit more about what you guys do.
Yes, Coaching Salud Holistica was created about 3 years ago. is by Latina business owner. Her name is Jocelyn Rodriguez. She also is health educator and community healthcare worker in our Spanish community. We love to bring resources, and we also see the importance of advocate for our community and also bring them with education, financially, holistic, and also bring a support. We have amazing community that we work with no stop. I know I have my community healthcare workers in the team here today, and we do by love. We love to passion, and we excited to bring free digital pregnancy classes open for the community. Is The program is maternal health. One of the causes of women of color is they don't have access to health insurance. By the law in July 23rd, 2023, women of color or women who don't have actually Social Security immigration status, they qualify to have insurance by Maryland Health Connection. So for us, we like to bring the awareness to the moms. They don't have to be worried about unable to go to the doctor because they have a way now the insurance can cover. They cover all the visits, and also they provide for pregnancy care and also aftercare and the postpartum and also dental. So as a community healthcare worker in Coaching Salud Holística, we educate the community about what the resources is, and we provide them with the direction where they can get the help. We're very excited. We do different things. We work with schools. We provide free resources also for the parent. That we provide workshops, and also we love, connected with our community in person. We assist into health fairs, so we can provide you with the best care. With partnership, of course, we don't do alone. We have a partnership with other um, partners that they allow us to see what they have and then we promote it. But today I'm working with MedStar Health that we bring resources for moms. I love about the project because a lot of moms in my community, after the postpartum, they lose the coverage. So it means that they don't have ways to go back to see a doctor. They don't have support about others, and also they can provide them with resources, for example, diaper, food distribution, and transportation. Transportation um, is the bigger barrier for my community because they don't have access to go to the clinics and also to take the baby to the doctor's appointment. So telling them about the program and go over and go over. We have about like 400 members in the pregnancy WhatsApp groups that we encourage them with education, resources, and we do a lot. We're very excited, but at the same time, we're not doing it alone. We have community partners that have send us the information, and also we have community healthcare workers that we navigate. It means that we actually go through the website, get the resources, trying to post it on the social media, English and Spanish, so the community be aware. And because we're doing consistency, that's why we're growing.
And that's wonderful. I'm dropping the website so that if anyone who's watching and listening wants to check it out and find out more about Coaching Salud Holística, you can go to the website and connect with them. You spoke about alternatives, and one question that I have not asked you yet, for pregnant moms, right? We talked about alternatives, but we didn't really talk about, those alternative nicotine products like e-cigarettes, patches. That was not one of the options that came up in our conversation yet. Do you recommend those? What about those? I mean, are they good options? Should they not be considered? Tell us a little bit more about those.
Yes, thank you. They still have nicotine, and as a community healthcare worker, I see that when they go to the doctor. When I was a medical assistant, of course, we bring the education, and I know something they say, I want to have something alternative. So I remember the medical doctor was suggesting patches because it's not go through inside, it just kind of small. But it's always recommendation to have medical supervision in alternatives. I know each doctor have different thoughts about these alternatives, but I recommend that nicotina is the way of quitting, and that's the ultimate goal. So I recommend the moms is have options, but at the same time, I want to make sure they go under medical supervision, additional things, because it's the as they want the baby doesn't be affected because it still has some chemicals. So even though it is hard, but quitting is the number one. But reducing and also see other alternative is a great. But I recommend mom always be under medical supervision about the baby's breathing, doing blood work, make sure go to the doctor office. But that's a very good question, and I know we're gonna have it in the workshop. But thank you so much for your question.
No, absolutely. And it's important to talk about this because I know those are the things that when we're faced with making this choice and making the decisions, right? Those are the type of ideas that come to our mind. Well, I'm just not gonna smoke, but I'm gonna continue to go to places where people smoke. Or I'm just not gonna smoke anymore, but I'm gonna do a patch. Or I'm just gonna reduce the amount. And we've talked, today about how those options, whether they are really viable, whether they are accomplishing the goal that you're trying to obtain, which is to protect yourself and your baby, to protect the health, so that hopefully you don't have to live with asthma, you don't have to have a baby that needs oxygen, that you have a full term baby, healthy baby, that does not have any issues in their weight, in their growth. We talked even about developmental issues, right? Like they may have issues learning later in school. Like you don't want to have that for your baby. So, as Brenda was saying, quitting is the ultimate goal, but it is important to go and talk to your provider. Have those conversations. Be honest, please. I know that many times when we are faced with our doctors and that question is asked, Brenda has talked a lot about non shaming anyone and just being able to be your full self, say fully who you are, what you're doing, so that your doctor can give you the best possible care and make those best possible recommendations. And Coaching Salud Holística is there as well. If you're somebody who, I mean, we heard doesn't have insurance or is looking for a community to connect with and is looking for resources and is looking for a space where you're not going to be judged and you're going to be able to connect with others, going through other situations, going through maybe similar situations, or just simply having that support group that we all need to have in our lives, Coaching Salud Holística is there for you. Their website is on the comments for you. But Brenda, I do want you to talk a little bit more about, you just teased us. There is a upcoming Zoom session about the dangers of smoking in pregnancy. So why don't you invite everyone to attend and give us all of the details on what they can expect if they join that Zoom meeting.
Yes, we're gonna have this May 27. It's a Thursday. We have our CEO and founder Jocelyn Rodriguez, who is an expert in maternal health. We're gonna talk about the impacts of smoking and the pregnancy. We do cultural sensitivities, mean that we kind of get the visuals and get the risk, get education, and also the not judgment. We actually will provide you with resources, and we will provide you with videos about education and also the rate resources. We also will provide you with mental health resources as well, and also other organizations to have programs about quitting. It's just a safe place. We respect any answer. If you have any questions, we will respond. If we don't have the answer, We will provide you to take your information, and we will give you a call when the information that we have. This is our fifth workshop for mental health and coaching salud holistica. So of course we're very excited to have new community member. It's free. It's by Zoom, and also you can invite others. One of the things we always do is at the end of the session we do a raffle, and we choose a winner, and then Medstar Health provide for a free gift card, and it can be open to any of the community.
So I'm going to put the flyer on the screen again so you can take a picture, you can write down the information, you can connect with Coaching Salud Holistica on their website as well, but all the details are there. Tuesday, May 27th, 6 p.m. via Zoom. So you can be home, you can be taking a walk, you can be, wherever it's comfortable for you, and you can be learning how to take care of you and your baby in a very good way, in a healthy way, keeping your pregnancy healthy and your baby and yourself as well, and connecting with Coaching Salud Holistica. I know that I have put the website on the comments, but is there any other ways in which we can connect with you guys and start, having this relationship and finding the resources that we need?
Yes, we have on social media. You can find us in Facebook, Instagram, also TikTok and WhatsApp. You can also find us in our website. Thank you so much for putting. And you can find out also text us. The phone number that we have, customer service line, we can provide you with. We can explain you the programs. You can text pregnancy at 443 420 8001, and we can actually provide you with a straight link through your text message, and also we can provide you with resources that you might be need, or if you have any questions about what we do, um, you can call us. We work Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if I'm unable to answer you, I'm the person at work. I love to connect with community. You can send me a text, and I will give you a call back.
So let me make sure that I get this number right. Please give me the number
Yes.
where people need to text so I can put it on the comments.
Yeah. You can text pregnancy at 443 420 8001.
880
Yeah.
01. Okay. So 8001.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
And
I'm making sure I have that right here.
customer service is working from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Um, if I'm unable to answer, I'm the person who works in the customer line. You can provide me with the text message of pregnancy, or like find resources, and I will be happy to give you a call. We ask you a few questions about, like, for example, what county do you live, what resources you need, or if you want to get more information about pregnancy. So we can have that information for you. And we speak English and Spanish, and I would say something. We have some French community and we help them. We have to use translator, of course, but we're happy to support our community.
That's wonderful, Brenda. To close our conversation, what is that one message that you would like to make sure people take with them today after our conversation? What is that one thing that you would like to make sure that everyone who's listening and watching remembers after our conversation today?
Yes, I would say that, quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your baby, and also for your own health. We understand it's not easy, but it is possible, and we're here to support you, and we are available to you to bring you the resources, and also you're not.
You are not alone. That's a beautiful message to close our conversation. Take care of you, take care of your health. And know that you're not alone, that you have partners like Coaching Salud Holística here ready to support you. Brenda said, if we don't have the answers right away, we're going to find them for you. We're going to help you. So feel free to call them. Feel free to get in touch with them. Make sure that you attend the workshop on the 27th to find out more about the impacts of smoking on pregnancy. Just be part of the community. Just join the community of Coaching Salud Holística so that you can take care of yourself, of your baby, of your family in general, and so that you can live a life of wellness and health. Brenda, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. And thank you to you and to all of the team at Coaching Salud Holística for all of the magnificent work that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much, Miss Ovidio, for having us, and it's always a pleasure to connect with the community in this stream. It was amazing.
Oh, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with our last segment of today. So stay tuned.
The owner of this house. We had the house for 2 days in the market. We had multiple offers, and the property sold $25,000 over asking price. Are you ready to sell? Call me. I'm ready to help you.
We are back with Conectados, our weekly space to connect with resources, information, and most importantly, with one another. I'm your host, Cris Oviedo. And this past weekend, it was Mother's Day. Sunday, I know that some countries actually celebrated it on Saturday, and then, a lot of other countries celebrated it on Sunday, and I know some countries are still waiting for that day to come. But regardless, it was a beautiful weekend where we honored mothers and the work that mothers do. And, the gospel also spoke about the Good Shepherd. And as you know, St. John, the community here that I belong to, Father Mail, he reminded us of how the Pope and mothers all over the world share in that mission of the Good Shepherd. So let's listen.
Loves all of us without limits or conditions. Evil will not prevail, and we are all in the hands of God. Today's gospel from the 10th chapter of John echoes those very words. My sheep hear my voice, I know them and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one can take them out of my hand. What an echo of this moment. No one can take them out of my hand, says Jesus. We are all in the hands of God, says Leo XIV. From Colombia, Maryland to Chiclayo, Peru, from Rome to the ends of the earth, the voice of the shepherd is still calling us by name. And now the man who heard that voice as a boy in the United States, who followed its borders, across borders, becoming a Peruvian citizen to serve better, has been chosen to lead the Universal Church. But this is not about nationality. It is about mission. It is about crossing boundaries to build bridges of peace and mercy. And if you want to know what kind of Pope this will be, he told us clearly. We want to be a synodal church, he said, walking together, seeking peace, charity, closeness, especially to those who are suffering. Let us be a missionary church, he added, always open, with open arms, like that square, referring to St. Peter's Square, and to all who need our charity, our presence, and our love. And that is where Leo XIV's name, choice, matters. He did not choose Leo by accident. This is the name that recalls Pope Leo XIII, the first great pope of the modern world, who taught that faith and justice must walk together, that the church must defend the worker, lift up the poor, and engage the world without fear. Leo XIII opened the doors. Leo XIV now walks through them, not alone, but with us. And now you may ask, what does this mean for us here in Colombia? or anywhere where we move and have our being. It means everything because the Pope's call is also our call to be a missionary, to be synodal, to walk together, to proclaim peace, to build bridges, to open arms to everyone who longs for the love of God. And it starts in our homes, it starts in our own families, it starts in our own parish. It starts in how we listen and follow the voice of the Good Shepherd. On this Mother's Day, we thank God for those who helped us recognize that voice. Our mothers, our grandmothers, our godmothers, spiritual mothers, and all women of faith who shepherded our hearts with patience and fierce love. They too have built bridges. They too have been missionaries. In kitchens, in classrooms, in hospitals, in living rooms, and churches. They are the first echo of the shepherd's voice we ever knew. Let's thank them with our prayers, with our love. And so, beloved friends, let's rejoice today because Christ is risen, because the church has a new shepherd, because the voice of the Good Shepherd still calls us, and let us rise to the moment with faith, with courage, with joy, as disciples who walk hand in hand with one another and with God. Because as Pope Leo XIV reminded us, evil will not prevail, and we are in the hands of God, and united, we will go forward without fear.
And with that invitation to shepherd those around us towards living a life of faith and service, I want to close our show today. I want to thank you for joining me every Wednesday at 9 a.m. in English and Fridays at 9 a.m. in Spanish. If you have topic ideas, suggestions, or comments, please email them at info@crisoviedo.com, or you can just drop them off here on our comments. If you know someone, a family member, a neighbor, a teacher, a co-worker, anyone in our community whose life story everyone should know about, contact me at info@crisoviedo.com. Send me a message through Facebook. Send me a comment here on the stream. And if you enjoyed the content today and found it valuable, and if you found those tips and those strategies that Brenda shared with us helpful, and you think they could help somebody in your life, share this content with them so that they can benefit from it as well. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of this community of Conectados. Thank you for continuing to connect with me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. in English and Fridays at 9 a.m. in Spanish. I'm looking forward to continuing this, strengthening this connection and helping our community connect with one another. So I hope you enjoy this Wednesday. Bring your umbrella with you. We're supposed to have rain all week long. But, regardless, let that rain be the rain that washes your spirit, your heart, and helps you bloom from inside. Have a beautiful day. And until next time, I am Cris Oviedo.